Hi,
Hello.
how you
How
doing?
are you?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm cold, but I'm good. So,
Yeah, it's pretty cold here too. Well, no, I mean it's 60 right now, but it's gonna go down to the 30s, I think.
oh my gosh, it's been butt ass cold here, and it's just like I've got my fleece turtlenecks on. I'm like, oh, 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 and I'm still
Yeah.
cold. I've got fleece leggings, fleece turtlenecks, and Uggs on,
Yeah.
and I run outside. Hi, Ren. How you doing? And I just I, 1 minute it, I run into my bathroom because that's the warmest. For some reason, that's the warmest room in my little house. So I'll
Hmm.
run into the bathroom. I'm like, okay, I'll sit here for 5 minutes. Okay, and then I come back and I freeze again. But what can I tell you? I got to tell everybody what you and Danny have done because I'm an animal lover. You're an animal lover,
Hmm.
and although you haven't done it officially yet, please tell everybody what you did because I think it's the coolest thing of what Danny did. I think it's awesome. Please.
So I think it was Wednesday night.
Hmm.
He worked till like 11:30, 12 o'clock, and he wanted to run up to the deli. He wanted to go get air in the Jeep tires because it was super, super cold. And earlier in the day, the tire air was low, and we're like fanatics. So he's like, I'll be right back. And he's like, it's like 20 minutes away because we're in the country. He comes back, he comes in the house. He's like, can you come here a minute? I need you to see something. So I thought like he hit something. I thought there was damage to the Jeep. I thought something was wrong. The back seat, there was two puppies. He found two puppies about maybe 3 months, possibly, brother and sister. We think maybe pit pointer mix sitting in the back seat of the Jeep. They were in the middle of the road at 1 a.m. on a street with like in an area where there's like no houses. So he's like, what do we do? Now we had kept Bella's old crate, which was like ginormous. Like you, me, and Danny could fit in this thing. That's how big this crate is. Okay.
Okay.
And I've been wanting to sell it on the marketplace. I'm like, we don't need this. We're not going to use this. And he's like, no, you never know. You never know. Never know. So it's been sitting in the closet since we moved in. I haven't even touched it. So sure enough, we used a crate. At first, we were going to put them in his office to keep them separated. And then we were like, we don't know what they got going on. And it wasn't like that cold that night. So we put them in the garage with blankets around the crate, blankets inside, and took them to the vet the next day and started getting them taken care of, deworming, $300 later, the process of making sure they have no fleas, all this stuff. And we don't want, we're just, they're here. But if somebody said, oh, I have a big giant yard and I'm going to keep them together and they're a dog lover, we would consider it. But as of
Well,
right now, we are taking care of them.
I predict that you are going to have two additions to your fur family very soon. Look, the
God
reason why
bless us.
you know what? The reason why I brought it up is because I thought it was a really cool thing that Danny did, and that
Yeah.
hey, Lisa, you're taking care of them too. And as animal lovers, I take care of
Yeah.
five ferals outside. That you did a good
Mm,
thing. You did a
I
really
know.
good thing.
Well, it's funny because that night, Danny's like, I couldn't just leave them. He's like, I
No,
couldn't believe. He goes, at first I thought they were baby deer. He's like, when you look and you drive and you're like, what is that? He's like, I couldn't believe it. I stopped and at first they were a little scared of him. He's like, I couldn't, he's like, what would you do? I'm like, well, first of all, if I was alone, I'd call somebody because in my mind, I'm like, is somebody waiting to abduct me and using these puppies as bait? He's like, what is wrong with you? I'm like, you never know. People are
you're
crazy. You
right.
don't know.
I hate that, but you never know. You never know. God,
You don't know. Like
no.
they see somebody, this chick in a Jeep Ooh, perfect one. We're gonna abduct her.
Hi,
That's
TJ.
what I'm
Mhm.
thinking.
Yeah.
Well, he's
Hmm.
like, you wouldn't take them? I'm like, I would, but I'd be a little afraid. I'd be a little weary. Like when I'm driving
Hmm.
during the day, now again, this is the country. This is a road that there's not a lot going on. It's a back road. It's the country. There's fields. There's a few houses here and there, but they're all like there's like a good mile between them. There's a four-way stop, and this lady, I feel terrible, but she stands there and she holds a sign up looking for money. I don't stop
Okay.
because I
Hmm.
don't know if she's the bait for some guy to abduct me. I don't know. So I
Well,
don't
actually, you know what? That could be a whole nother podcast of something along those
so
lines.
I
I just wanted to say that, God, sister, I just thought that was awesome because uh, the people that just signed on, I know they're all animal lovers too. So we're all loving
yeah,
you today. Hats off to Danny and to you. So
thank
now,
you.
single and loving it? Question mark.
Well,
Okay.
I'm listen, I haven't been single in a long, long time.
Yeah. Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you a few questions.
Oh God. All right.
I'm gonna let you start this off. You're
Okay.
single. Are you
Yes.
loving it?
Um, you know what? Sometimes I really do love it, and sometimes I don't. And that's why when we came up with the title for it, Lisa, it was like I really liked it because it was like a big question mark. Now, that being said, uh, I love when I'm single, well, I am single. I love having my free time to come and go as I please, to do what I want when I want. Sometimes I have a big vat of popcorn for dinner, and it's like nobody can yell at me. Nobody
Yeah.
can tell me what to do when I'm scarfing
Yeah.
down this delicious popcorn. I can have pets. I can just do what I want.
You could
And
come and go. You can sleep and not have to be woken up by
yes, I can
snoring unless it's yourself
snore.
snoring.
No, I can snore, and no one's going to say, nudge me and say you're
Yeah.
snoring or anything like that. But, and here's the but, sometimes it gets lonely. Okay, and I do believe that it's a couple's world. And do you believe that? How do you
No.
feel? I do believe it's a couple's world. What do you think?
No. First of all, I find being sexy, single is sexy.
Well, there's
You're
that, but
you're you grow. You
yeah,
first of all, you can kiss whoever you want, how many times you want, wherever you want. You could do whatever you want. You don't have to answer to anybody. Financially, everything is you. You can
uh-huh.
buy what you want. You
but
cannot buy what you don't want.
but
You can just I mean,
okay.
you get to sleep and spread you could sleep on your bed diagonal.
No, I can't. I have a dog, so the dog's a pain in the ass. But anyway, but I do believe that it's a couple's world. That
Yeah.
people kind of I'll be happy when I find my soulmate. I'll be happy when I'm with somebody. And to be honest with you, I have since learned in my singledom that you can't depend on anybody else to make you happy.
No.
Okay, you have to be happy with yourself, and you have to find your own path and your
Yeah.
own hobbies and your own things to do. And I think it's very unfair when people say, I'll be happy when I need to find a boyfriend, I
Well,
need to find a girlfriend, that it makes it like that's not fair to put all that pressure on somebody else.
well, no. First of all, when people are saying that, they're not happy within themselves. They may think that they're happy on some kind of level, but there's something else going on. If
I
they
agree.
feel that they'll be happy when. And I
Yeah.
also think that even couples do that same thing.
How
Couples
so?
together,
How so?
they will be happy when.
Okay.
This will be great when.
Okay.
No, you
Okay.
like live for now, live in the moment. Maybe you're going
Mm-hmm.
through some muck, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, I don't know. No, I think that first of all, I think couples should have a house together, like a great room, and then separate spaces.
I agree. Oh my gosh, I agree with you 100%. Now, I have gotten negative feedback about this, but I feel like if you have a house, now I have a small house, so, but I feel like there should be ways around it that there's the bedroom,
Hmm.
and then the guy always seems to have his office, and then what does the woman get? A space at the kitchen to go work on her computer. I was just looking at kitchen remodels today, and some of them still have that little desk for the computer. Well, isn't the
Oh yeah.
kitchen perceived as the women's domain anyway? So why can't a woman have, I don't know, what's it called, a she shed or something like that they have their own space. Hey, you're going to
Yeah.
let me for this one. I don't think that people have to sleep in the same bed.
No.
20% of American couples sleep in separate bedrooms, and
Yeah.
they like it that way. And I don't
We
think there's anything wrong with that.
a few years ago we stayed in a hotel that the hotel room, we didn't realize it when we booked
Mhm.
it, or the room that we got. It was
Uh-huh.
oh, I was getting a call. The It was a double bed. It was two
Uh-huh.
queen beds. And we're like,
Hmm.
you can have your bed, I'll have my bed. Sorry. Can you hear that? My work
No,
phone's ringing.
no, can't hear it.
Um, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. I don't mind that." I think a
Hmm.
house, if I was gonna build a house, if I was, building one and planning it out, there would
Uh-huh.
be like one side, and then like you meet, like have maybe two staircases, and you'll meet up in the great room upstairs.
I think that's
And have like
perfect.
a theater, like a movie theater room up there, and like a
Hmm.
little kitchenette, so you can
Yeah.
have like, some drinks and snacks, and you watch movies and you hang out, maybe a pool table. That's what I
Hmm.
picture. And then you have
Okay.
two separate places. You can have the same kitchen, you could share the kitchen.
Okay.
That's what I think. That would be freaking cool.
Well, I think about um, when I've been in a relationship. A lot of times it was for the wrong reasons. And I think a lot of people do this, that they go into relationships so they don't have to be alone. Because
Mhm.
loneliness at this point in the United States, at epidemic levels, especially for people 50 and up, that they are, hi Deb, that they are spending more and more time alone. It's because of being online, it's because of online dating that people are not getting out and socializing. And I wonder sometimes if how many people have been in relationships um, just because they didn't want to be alone. And sometimes entering into relationships because uh, for financial reasons, or they didn't, like I
Mm,
said, they didn't want to be alone, or just for emotional security.
yeah.
Like I
I
said,
know somebody that does.
yeah.
I don't think they can be alone, and
Mhm.
they've been relationship, and I think it's based on them not being able to just be alone. Being
Yeah.
I like my alone time. I know Danny probably loves his alone time.
Mhm.
Um, when I was
Okay.
up in New York, I I would go to my friend Linda's on here. She knows I would go to Spiro's.
Uh huh.
And I would go there for lunch. I would go alone.
Mhm.
I have no problem being alone, even to this day. God forbid something happened and he left, I left, whatever the case may be, he croaks, whatever the case, I'd be okay alone. I really
Well,
would.
I think sometimes, like when you're in a relationship, okay. I think when it's not working, you have to figure out whether you'd be happier single or not. And you have to think about why you're getting into a relationship as well. There's so many caveats to all this, but again, I said this before. It's like you have to be happy with yourself, and when you're dating, um, I don't know about you, but in my younger days, back in the day, back in the day, if you went out with a guy, I think most women do this. Now, you guys correct me if I'm wrong. That back in the day, when you went out with somebody when you were much younger, by the end of the day, you were thinking, could this be something? Could that be something? Oh wow, I could see myself with this guy. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. And
Yeah.
now, as we've gotten older, it's like I'm going out just to have a good time. I'm going out because I want to remain free. Majority of younger adults are not thinking so much about getting married anymore. That's the
Yeah.
millennials. And the older adults, we're not thinking so much about getting married anymore because as singles, we like our own financial independence. And
Yeah.
who wants to, if you're married, get your finances mishmashed with somebody else's. A lot of people just want to live together. And I kind of like that living together thing because I think it's got that get out of jail free card instead of going through.
Because you can kick them to the curb easier.
Yeah, exactly right. You can kick them to the curb.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
keep the moving in boxes to the side in the garage.
Deb Phillips says there is aloneness and loneliness. It's good to be able to be alone. Yes. Denise says you can be more alone when you are in the wrong relationship. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Linda says,
Yep.
agree with Denise. Hi, Susan. Absolutely.
Yep.
And I'll tell you, sometimes you're in the wrong relationship, but you won't leave. Again, getting back to, you don't want to be alone. And I'm going to tell you something else. When you're in a relationship that's not really working, you know,
Yeah.
deep down, like all the way down, right in your gut, your gut, your intuition, it's telling you something is not working and but a lot of us, myself included, I've been in relationships where it's just like, I know this isn't working, but I don't want to let go. I don't want to let
Yeah.
go. I don't want to be alone. It's hard. It's hard.
Yeah.
And the thing is I try to stay away from that attitude of dating, that dating is hard because again, I try to be a positivity person and
Yeah.
whatever you focus on expands, whatever you throw out, you get. So if you think that all men are couch potatoes, all women are gold diggers, that's exactly what you're going to attract. That's what
Yeah.
you're going to get. And then
Yeah.
until you learn that lesson to let go of all that kind of crappy baggage, that's what you're going to be. That's what's going to happen, you
Yeah.
know? But
Who do
um,
you who do you think enjoys being single the most, the men or the women?
I think women actually, because I think men like to be taken care of.
Mm.
And I don't know that men function very well alone. Just a little while ago, you just said if I ended up being alone, I'd be fine. Sometimes I find men to be needy, that
Mm.
they don't want to be alone. They want to be taken care of. They want somebody to cook and clean for them, which that's never going to happen here. But anyway, that's besides the point. Never going to happen. Um, you know, uh, yeah. But do you remember being single at all because you've been married forever?
Oh God. Um, my teen years. Because I got with
Yeah.
Jerry. I was
Okay.
20.
Okay.
So my last singleness was 19, age 19.
I'll forget it. Never
Got
mind.
yeah.
Next.
Got
I'll take
together
over.
with Jerry at age 20. It wasn't even legal to drink at a bar yet.
Oh my God. Okay.
And then yeah, I haven't been single since I was 19.
Then what are you doing here? Relax. Yeah, go get another drink. I'll take over. Seriously.
But no,
Everybody, listen to me. Okay, what, Lise? What? Okay.
because I think being single, especially longer, you're stronger, mind, body, and soul
Yes,
before you
absolutely.
enter any relationship.
Well, as you get older, like when you're younger and you're still not sure, you're willing to put up with a lot of schmutz because,
Mm,
like, okay, I want to have a boyfriend, gotta have a boyfriend. And now as you get older, you're like, no, no, this is where you get off, Buster. Okay, get out of here, go, bye.
yeah.
I'm more apt to discuss my values, my needs, my wants, my desires now and not waste so much time as opposed to then where, you just kind of look the other way, say if somebody did bad behavior. But
Hmm.
Susan Karp just says, I knew a recent widower who could not handle being alone. He was in a new relationship within 3 months. Karen says she agrees with Susan. Yeah. I
Is
think
he still in that relationship?
uh,
How
good
long is it?
question,
How
isn't it?
long?
Yeah, that's a good question.
I'm
Yeah.
curious. Hi, Beth.
Okay. Tell us, Sue. Come on back in. Really. Well, um, well, I see. Okay, there are a couple single people here. So how do you guys feel about dating? Oh,
Oh,
she
it's
said
a year.
it's a year. That's good. Because I think, Lisa, did you have some statistics that you wanted to share? You got those? Can you pull those up, or do I pull mine up?
32% are reported men who are single. 28% are women. I don't know what the
Okay.
other percentages are. Um, I think also, which actually I printed this out earlier.
Uh huh.
Being single creates stronger friendships and stronger family values.
I agree. Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Personal growth was another thing, besides the percentages. Career focus. So I think
Mhm.
most people, women, men, whatever,
Right.
are focused on their career and will keep away from relationships or wanting a relationship or will put relationships on hold because they're very focused on their career. Less stress,
Yes.
freedom is one
Hmm.
of the big things.
Okay.
I think this one's funny. The better sleep. You don't have to deal with anybody moving around, snoring, schedules,
Absolutely.
and you're self-reliant. You don't rely on anybody. You're not disappointed by other people.
Well, Debbie has something to share. She says it depends on how you became single, which I do agree 100%. How you become single. So
Mm,
sometimes that can be um, a rough deal, to put it lightly. But
yeah.
I've got a bunch of interesting statistics. So make
Go
yourself
ahead.
comfortable because you know I'm a
Yeah.
freak. Look, look, here we go. Here we go. Okay, I'm not going to read it all. Don't worry, I'm not going to do that to you guys. Okay,
Hmm.
single by groups. Okay, for all intents and purposes, I'm going to go from the 39 up to the 60s. Share of U.S. adults who are single varies by demographic groups.
Mm.
Okay, let's see. Uh, Women, let's see, ages 30 to 49, 23%. Okay, 50 to 64, 28%. And over 65, 36%. Okay, so that's 31% for both. No, I read that wrong. Okay, among men, 30 to 49, 27% are single. 50 to 64 is 27%, 65 plus 21%. Among women, this is where it gets interesting. 30 to 49%, 30 to 49, 30 to age 30 to 49, 19% are single. Age 50 to 64, 29% are single. And among women 65 plus, 49% are single. 49% of women in their 60s. Crap.
Some of them, unfortunately, maybe their spouses or significant others passed away early,
Yes, yes.
possibly.
Now, half of singles are not looking to date. 50% are not looking to date. 10% are looking for casual dates only. Looking for a committed relationship,
Mm.
14%. Looking for either casual or committed relationship, 49%. Deb says, someone once said to me, humans are not meant to be alone. What are your thoughts? No,
Hmm.
I don't think people are, human beings are meant to be alone. Um,
See, but I can be alone.
not,
Like, I
not,
love my alone time. I love just doing nothing.
I'm going to challenge you on that. Okay.
Hmm.
Not as a steady diet. Not as a steady diet. I just don't think so.
Mm.
I have spent holidays alone during the pandemic, Thanksgiving and Christmas for 2 years.
Mm.
I was alone, and it was a bit of a bummer. It was, and
Mm.
not putting it lightly. It was rough. And in the past, I have spent holidays alone, and So I will say I don't mind being alone. I enjoy being alone. Like I said, I'm not a morning person. I get up in the morning, the cow's meowing at me. She's lucky I don't drop kick her into the next room. I'm like, I just woke up. And, I want to have a cup of coffee and just be quiet. Um, but as a steady diet from year to year, I don't think it's healthy, and I don't think human beings are meant to be alone. Debbie says companionship is a good thing. Denise says
Hmm.
it's a difference when you are alone all the time. I agree, Helen. Deb says true, Denise. So, um, but I can see where you're coming from, Lisa. Also, I work out of my house, so
Hmm.
there are days. Well, you work out of your house too. So, all
Yeah.
right, I ask you about this. Well, you have Danny, but there are days sometimes if I don't go out of my house, the next human being I see is the mailman. Hey, how you doing? You want to come
Well, is he
in?
single?
Seriously.
Is he single? Is he cute?
He's quite a bit older gentleman. So,
That's okay.
um, no, not for me.
Oh,
Anyway, but you know,
I thought
but
I was gonna do matchmaking.
uh, thank you for the thought. But don't ever put that thought away. Anybody
Mhm.
knows anybody? Seriously, I listen in. Most older women are not looking to date. This is what I found interesting. Okay, let me read this correctly. Okay. All single adults, 37% of men are not looking, 61% of men are looking, women 62% are not looking, 38% are looking. Now, that's for single women. Hi, Nina. Okay. Now, ages 30 to 49, 39% of older single women are not looking to date, 61% are. For 50 to 64, 50% are not looking, 49% are looking, and for 65 plus, 75% are not looking, 22% are looking. I think finally when you get to an older age, you're like, yeah, screw this.
Yes.
I don't need this. I don't need this nonsense.
Yeah,
I'm
life and
done.
experience, their
Yeah.
wisdomness. Forget
Yeah.
that they're like, forget that, been there, done that, don't want to do it again.
Yeah. It's like, yeah. And then some are just happy to casual date. And I think that's fine too. There's this thing that's come out that I'm a big fan of, and it's called NATO dating. Has anybody heard of this? NATO
No,
dating, not
no.
attached to outcome, which is basically casual dating, having a good time,
Friends with
being
benefits.
being could be being in the now, and not worrying about, I wonder if this could be something. Oh my gosh, blah, 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 when your heart going pitter patter, just having a good time. And that's really popular with the millennials right now. But I think that the boomers, don't say,
Mm.
okay, boomer, I'll smack you all. But anyway, I think the boomers should catch up with that and just enjoy, because, like I just said, it said 75% of no 50%, 50 to 64 not looking, and over 65, 75% not looking, women. So I
Mm.
find that very interesting. Joyce, what's no? No, Joyce, tell us what's no. I miss no. Tell us what's going on.
I don't know
So
if that's something you said
yeah.
or if it's from up above.
Okay. Oh, such a great
So,
concept.
go ahead.
Nina says, I'll never forget a friend first date saying, and he has blue eyes, and so our kids will have blue eyes. She needed NATO thinking. Well, I've been there, done that. Joyce, no, you've never heard of NATO? Yes, it's a concept that's just recently come out, but I think it's a great idea because not attached to outcome. Just I'm going to have a good time. Yahoo! Really? Let's see.
And
Pressure for
you could do a NATO with anybody and how many people you want. Nobody needs to know, or, you know,
yeah,
you could
absolutely.
just go from one NATO person to the next.
Okay. Now, it says for younger daters, dating just isn't a priority. How do you like that? And they
Mm.
said for not dating. It's not a priority, just like being single, too busy, haven't had luck in the past. You bunch of quitters. Okay. Feel, feel like no one would be interested. That's sad. Not ready after losing a spouse or ending a relationship. I understand that. Have
Mm.
health problems that make it difficult, and that's for younger daters. Okay, ages 18 to 49. Holy guacamole, man! Wow,
18, they're babies. They don't know nothing.
I agree. And let's see. Deb says, I would enjoy NATO. Both men and women friends need to enjoy a meal, movie, etc. Yeah, I agree with you. I like NATO. NATO
Free
equals,
love. I love it.
well, what does that mean, free love? Do you mean friends with benefits, Ren? Ah, you
I
sassy girl.
think so.
Okay. Friends with benefits.
That's
Yeah.
that's
Oh,
spicy. That
I
is
see.
spicy stuff.
I agree. Now, there's not a lot about uh,
70s are back.
they never left, hon. Anyway, just saying. Let's see. Okay. Let's see. Most data say it's hard to find somebody to date, but some groups find it more difficult than others. Let's see. Um, 82% say looking for a relationship only. That's difficult. Open to casual dates. Um, Online, you know what? They didn't cover a lot of online apps, and I have a thing about online dating, and I can go to. There's plenty more I could do with this, but I think I'm going a little overboard. So,
Yeah.
okay, good.
Yeah.
So I quit with that. All right. Now here's the thing.
No, I'm saying yeah. I'm listening to you. I'm not saying yeah, you're going overboard.
Oh, okay.
I
Oh,
was just like, yeah, yeah.
I thought I
I
knew
never
you.
did, and I never did online dating, so I don't know nothing from nothing with that.
All right. This is what I want to say about online dating. I'm very serious about this. People complain about online dating and they say it's, a nightmare and it's a horror story. And again, in my mind, if that's what you think, that's what you're going to get.
Hmm.
And my friend Cheryl, this is what she says, and I love this saying. She says, well, don't be a nickel looking for a dime. And I thought, look at that. And it's
Yeah,
so true. It's so
yeah.
very true. Uh, and then some people say, well, I want this kind of person and this kind of guy, and this is what I want. And that, it's got to be blue eyes, 6'9",
They're ordering them.
yes, it got to be a gazillionaire and all this other stuff. And here you are, driving a Prius or something like that. Nothing against Prius drivers. Don't get started. Don't come at me. Just saying. Okay. So the thing is online dating. Online dating. We
Oh my God.
come on, come back to me. Please don't tell me
I'm
you have a Prius.
dying.
Guys don't have a Prius. I know your car. So, all
Uh,
right, come on back now. Okay. Dating. Online dating. It's a lot of fun if you go in with the attitude of I'm going to have a good time and be enthusiastic about it, and
mhm.
not going
Yeah.
in with the attitude of I'm never going to meet anybody, all men are liars, all women are gold diggers, yada yada yada. I had a boyfriend for 2 years that I met online who was the nicest guy, but in the long run, it didn't work out. But he was a very, very nice person, very sweet. And, you got to go in
But
with a good attitude. What?
but
What?
so how long ago was that?
5 years? 5 years?
Why don't you reconnect with them? Maybe things are different now.
He has a girlfriend now, and I wouldn't presume to, say, "Hey, how you doing?"
Maybe they're just NATOing.
No, they're serious.
Oh,
So I would not. I would not.
how
I
do
would
you
not.
know this? I'm
Um,
intrigued, and now I'm intrigued.
I just know. I
Oh,
just know. Yeah, it's like
but he
people.
was nice. He was two
He
years.
was
It just
very
didn't work
sweet.
out.
Yeah, it just we grew apart. And
Okay.
what's really strange is I am on good terms with uh, 99% of my exes, and there are a lot, but never mind. But um,
But that's good.
I'm on good
Yeah.
terms with all of them.
Yeah.
Even my ex-husband, I'm on good terms with. It's important.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
He
Okay.
was not your person. That's right.
Well, no, he was not. But I feel my person is on the horizon. I do, very much so.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, absolutely, I do.
Yeah.
Um, but you got to go in with being comfortable with yourself first before
Mm.
you try anybody else.
Absolutely.
Um,
If you're not happy within yourself, you're not going to be happy with anything or anybody. It doesn't
No,
even,
not at
yeah.
all. Not at
Yeah.
all. And people have to remember that. You said it before at the top of the program that I'll be happy when. It's not
Hmm.
fair. It's not fair to the other person. And as uh, positivity thinkers, and I know you and Danny are, it's we work on the now. We
Yep.
work on being happy in the now, not I'll be happy when. Or, in all seriousness, bringing baggage into a potential relationship. If you
Yeah.
say out loud, well, I'm really lousy at relationships, I'd be like, well, that's a red flag. I got to go.
Yeah.
Because that just says to me, oops, you know, but anyway,
Yeah.
but I could talk about dating uh, all night. And as usual, we go over. But
Yeah.
dating is,
Listen.
it should be fun. And if you're ready for it, if you're not ready to
Yeah.
date, don't do it. I am on a couple of dating apps, and I haven't gone on them. It's just
No.
no. Yeah, they're free. I'm not. If I was paying for them, I'd go on them all the time. But I'm not paying for them, and I haven't been on them in months and months and months and months.
Yeah.
Not feeling it. And I think when you're not feeling it, it's just not the
Not the
way to.
time. And
Yeah.
it's not the time. That's all.
Yeah.
Susan says when you're younger, you're finding yourself. Being older, hopefully you know yourself. True.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
Absolutely.
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 Absolutely. Yeah.
Any other final comments or anything else? Anything else, my friend? Because this is this is my favorite subject. And Lisa has not been single since 19, so I hope she was comfortable.
Yeah, when, I don't think about that until now. It's been
That,
years. That's
that's
just
a long time,
crazy.
but
A long time.
it is a long time. It is a
Yeah.
long time. But I feel like you know you have to go in with a positive attitude. Otherwise, the online or just meeting somebody in person, it's not going to
Mhm.
work. We
Yeah.
all have walls up, and you have to be willing to let those walls down a little bit to make a connection with somebody. And
Yeah.
to be honest, that's really all it's about is making a connection, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Hmm.
And
So,
and the NATO.
and NATO, yes. I'm actually talking about that on Wednesday night. I'm doing a presentation about NATO thinking, so that's
Oh,
going to be
yeah?
really interesting. Yes, absolutely.
Love
Um,
it.
yes, on Law of Attraction, Long Island. Yeah, I'll be talking about that. But
Tell everybody when that is. They could see that.
actually, it's not on Zoom. It's in person at.
Ah, okay.
But I do Zoom meetings, but they have to go to Law of Attraction Long Island meetup group to find out any information about that. But what are we talking about next week, Lisa?
No, you could say it.
You want me to say
Yes.
polyamory? Polyamory. Polyamory, which is
Amory.
1 + 1 + 1 equals,
3.
and
I didn't know you asked. I'm reading. I'm reading. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
no, it's about polyamory, which is a relationship with more than two people. But uh, it can be a committed relationship or it can be a casual relationship, but it's where all three are having a good old
One.
time. It can be
They're
three
all
of the
they're
same
all
sex.
one.
Yeah. So there, and it's also polyamory or thruple, which is thruple is a trio, and we'll see what that's going to be about. So,
And it
um,
doesn't matter if it's woman, man.
right,
It could
or
be 2 men or a woman, correct?
yeah, or woman, 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 or man, man, man.
Mhm. Yeah.
So, So this is going to be a fun topic and quite interesting.
I might
Um,
actually entertain it because then there's somebody else that can like clean while I'm cooking. I'm just messing with you.
well, hey, whatever floats your boat. And
Maybe if I'm tired, she could take over.
absolutely.
You know,
Hey, so
yeah, we should have like a guest polyamorist on. I don't know if that's the correct terminology, but to
well, it
to
is
talk
now.
about that, yeah,
Okay.
I'd be
Poly.
very intrigued with how, obviously if there's three,
Well, yes,
they're in the same house. I mean,
and
they would definitely benefit from a great room if that's the
and
case.
the same bed, and they would, I would assume, share the household chores or what have you.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know anything
That would
about
be
this.
great. I might have a quadruple amory.
Hi, Jace. Well, that should be an interesting show.
Uh,
Yes, yes.
yes, it will. Yes, it will.
Jace
Oh,
is our
good
producer.
Lord.
So, hi. Good to see you. And Joyce says good topic, and Denise says yikes. Yes, it's going to be a fun show. We're going to have a lot of
Yeah.
laughs with that, unless somebody comes on who is a serious polyamorous. Wow, try saying that 3 times fast, and we'll see what happens. Um, where do you find a polyamorous? Utah, maybe? Sister Wives? I don't know. Is that show still on? Sister Wives?
OnlyFans? Maybe OnlyFans.
What is OnlyFans?
Oh, we have to have a show on OnlyFans.
What is it? No, seriously, I don't know. What is it?
You don't know what it is? Well,
No,
I mean, how do Jace knows what that is. No
no
comment.
comment. Okay. All right. That's
We'll
a
we'll
show.
talk about that. We'll talk
All
about
right.
that after the show's over. I'll
Okay.
tell you what OnlyFans is. Wait, Jace says
Well,
wait. Well,
just
wait a
wait a moment.
minute.
Okay. All right, Jace, we're waiting. Still waiting. Come on in there, hon. Don't
Don't
say
say
that.
that.
Come on in there. Oh. Okay.
I don't
All
know
right.
what he's talking about. All right. So, Helen, where can
Yes.
you find us?
You can find us on Anchor, Spotify, Apple Podcast, iHeartRadio, Google Podcast, Pocket Cast, and Radio Public. And you can also find us on YouTube. Lisa and I have a YouTube channel, and it's
Hmm.
LH Podcast. Go to YouTube if you want to tell your friends that they missed our live show. They can catch us on any of those places, and also LHTR Podcast. All right. It's and let's see. There was a thought that OnlyFans is porn, but that was never meant to be.
Well, no, not necessarily, Jace. There is a lot of spiciness on it, but it can be other things too. People show
Oh,
photos of their feet and make money, or their hands and make money.
I have good feet. Really? Wow.
Yeah, yeah. You get a following. You could
Oh,
charge them. People buy
huh.
subscriptions.
Wow.
And you take different photos of your feet. Now, I heard a friend of mine said that not only do people like the feet, they like, if you have spaghetti intertwined into the toes and stuff, they find that sexy. Now,
Oh,
I don't know if she was messing with me, but that's what she told me.
okay. Karen says eating cheesecake. Fetish. Okay. Who knew? Okay.
Yeah.
I live such a sheltered life here. Okay, everybody.
Oh
Have
my God.
have a good week, and we'll see you next week. And we'll be talking about polyamory. Be safe, everybody. Stay warm.
Have a great
Bye.
night. Bye.
Thank you. Bye.